Hello everyone and welcome to Delirious Gaming episode 44. It's the last day of August 2012 and the game in the background is Guild Wars 2. So I've been playing a bit of Lego Batman 2. I needed to finish until the point in which the My Life series is stopped, and I made a few extra episodes just in case. Also I played a bit of Guild Wars 2, but as you can see in the video, it's quite nice to play. I've been playing MMORPGs for quite a while now. I believe for 10 years, just about now. And one thing which I always really enjoyed was just casual leveling. I didn't need the story to be superb. It was a plus for me. I didn't need the dialogues to be too long because I get distracted and I'm just pushing it away. But I must say that this one has a nice mix if you wanna level casual. You don't have to go too fast, at least not in the starter zone. You have quite a bit to explore, which I also like. And yeah, it's just I believe some people can play it really hardcore, and I know it's hardcore near the end, especially the PvP and the world versus world, which I'm going to be trying out as soon as I hit 80, or at least near there. It's going to take quite a while, so don't be afraid of it. But as I said, I'm a pretty casual player and I really like the base of the game. One thing I dislike is that we only get 5 character slots and there are 8 classes, which is something I don't really like, seeing as I want to be able to play everything. But I have heard that sometimes in the future, I hope not too far, they will have something like in Guild Wars 1 in which you can use microtransactions just to buy a few extra slots. And if it's not too expensive, I will take a few, of course, just to be able to play every class in the game. Now, on to the gaming news. Skyrim Dawnguard has already been released on the Xbox 360 and the PC, but at the moment it is no longer sure that it will be released for the PlayStation 3. Developer Bethesda has announced that they have a lot of trouble with the expansion for the PlayStation 3, and they are working together with Sony to fix them, but they are not sure that they will be able to manage it. If they will be able to manage it, then they will of course release it, but if they and Sony say that it will be too much, then of course the PlayStation 3 version will have no downloadable contents. Double Fine has announced a new game, an iOS game, and you need to manage a group of superheroes. The game will be called Middle Manager of Justice, and it should at least be released in Canada in the next few weeks, and the worldwide release will follow quickly after. The 2D side-scroller La Mulana will be released on WiiWare. It will be released on September 20th. First they said that they cancelled the game for the service, but it is already released for the PC, and now they have taken it up again in the service, so might just be good. And the Nintendo DS game Dementium 2 will be released on the PC, as has been announced by developer Renegade Kid. The game will be completely remade for the PC, just to be able to master the difference in resolution and graphical force. They already placed a short teaser and it will show a few of the new assets. They haven't released a release date. The God of War movie will focus on how Kratos got to where he is in the game series. So it will be really why he became the person he is. But other than that, we don't really have a lot of info about it. And one of the Kickstarter projects has made its goal. It's the project Guyana. I believe I told about it in the beginning of the month, but I'm not sure. They needed $150,000. They got $170,000 already, and they have some time to go. I'm not sure how long. 12. Excuse me. They have 3 hours to go, and after the release of the episode, it will be done. The first Great Guyana Sisters game was released for the Commodore 64 and the Amiga, and it was a bit of a clone of the Super Mario Bros. Series. This will make a new episode of the game for the PC, and it will be later on be released for the Xbox Live Arcade and the PlayStation Network. Torchlight 2 will be available as of September 20th for the PC. The official announcement will be held this weekend, but they already released the date. And Activision Blizzard is again in the news about their sales, which have dropped a bit. But then again, they lost a lot of subscribers for WoW, and Call of Duty 2 isn't selling as good as they thought, and the same counts for Skylanders. But they are expecting that at the end of the year everything will be alright, seeing as they have the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 later on this year, World of Warcraft Mist of Pandaria, and Skylander Giants. And ArenaNet has announced that they are working really hard to solve all the problems with the game. Of course, everyone who lives in Europe has probably experienced the problems in the beginning. I believe America has a few less, but that can just be because most of the development team is in America and they have office hours, which are a bit better than we have over here. But anyway, they are saying that they are making a lot more hours than they should, sleeping a lot less. But they try to make the experience as good as possible for everyone, and of course they expected some problems, but some stuff you just can't prepare for. And there will be a new Final Fantasy collection for Japan. Square Enix has announced it. It will be the Final Fantasy 25th Anniversary Ultimate Box. The collection will have Final Fantasy 1 until 9 for the PlayStation 1, 10, 11 and 12 for the PlayStation 2, and the PlayStation 3 version of Final Fantasy 13. It will also contain a DVD with images of the celebration, a Crystal Artworks book, a code for a Final Fantasy 14 Mogu Mogu, and a soundtrack which contains 2 discs with numerous songs of the series. A release date hasn't been announced yet for the Western world. And most of you have known about Windows 8 at the moment. It will be released on October 26th, and they will have the OS working for 40 different Xbox Live games. 29 of these are of Microsoft Studios themselves, and of course the rest isn't. The games will have the same functionalities as the Xbox 360 versions, like leaderboards, multiplayer. I haven't heard officially that Microsoft 8 will support the Kinect, but among the games we have, amongst those 40 games, we have Kinectimals Unleashed, Food Ninja, which is also a Kinect game, and I thought I saw another one, but I can't find it as quick as I need to. But anyway, those are a few games which use the Kinect, and as far as I know, you need to have the Kinect to be able to play them in the first place. So this just might mean that we finally get the Kinect on the PC. Now, for gaming releases, we have none this weekend, as far as I know at least. None for Europe and none for the US. Most things will start again Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. And then the Kickstarter. Today I took one which has been completed 5 days ago. It's called Castle Story. It needed $80,000. And I'm guessing this is going to be one hell of a game, because they made $700,000 for Kickstarters, and they have a PayPal app on the site which is still running at the moment until the end of today. So they made quite a lot of money without expecting it. They need the money for a few things. They stopped their jobs 6 months ago, and before that they were developing this game in their free time, and they needed the money for software licenses because it's expensive. They want to have some hosting. It will be an online game, and of course the hosting which they have at the moment for the website and for the game and for the forums are not enough. I'm not sure if the game is going to use the same servers, but they have never worked with such a big multiplayer before, so they're going to make mistakes, and they admit them right now before they're even beginning to finish it. So they just said, we're going to make mistakes because it's the first thing we do, and it's probably going to cost a bit of money to fix everything. They also want to hire 2 musicians to compose the music. They hired them already for the trailer, which you can see in the Kickstarter or on the website, and they want to have those do the entire soundtrack. Of course, since they stopped their jobs half a year ago, they need money for rent, food, and basically sustain the basic needs of 3 full-time developers for a year. And everything that they did past the goal would be used to polish the game. But I'm guessing that they're going to do a bit more than that, seeing as they made almost 10 times as much as what they wanted to have. So, what is Castle Story? It's quite unique. It's a bit of a... Most of you know Minecraft and Terraria, and it's a bit like that. Only you're not doing anything yourself, you're directing your people. Which... I forgot the name again. They will be called Bricktons. Those will mine stuff for you, build stuff. So you need to build a castle, or at least something that looks like it. And you need to defend your castle against different hostile creatures and maybe even PvP. So it takes place on flying islands. So you need to do everything on the island and do everything to not fall off. So you need to be really focused on it. They have a few videos online with some basic gameplay. They even have a demo online, the first demonstration online, standing online. But you need to keep in mind, the first demonstration was recorded 6 months ago. So I'm expecting quite a lot of this game, and I can't wait for the release, to be honest. If you gave them any money, then they allowed you to play in the beta or the prototype. You can still give them some money using PayPal on the site, but it will be a tight fit between when this episode will be aired and when it's completed. As I said, it only goes until the end of the day. So that was all for today. I'll be posting the links on the blog. Well, the one link. If you're watching the video on YouTube, you can find the link to the blog post in the description. If you have any questions, you can send them to youtube@heltwife.com. And like I said, I recorded the next episodes of my life in Lego Batman 2. And I'm compiling them at the moment, but I can only compile one episode at a time. And uploading also takes quite some time. So it should be online sometimes today, maybe tomorrow. And I'll see you again after the weekend.